Hello everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. Let me just do a quick sound check. Second. Okay, I should be hearing myself now. Okay, we're good. Okay, so let's start. We're just getting into right now market open. So before we start on anything, I want to go on daily time frame just for a second. Um, I wanted to know this rejection off of this new day opening gap here and this retracement here, and yeah, that is basically a 40 daily. So dropping into the 4-hour time frame, I want to take note of this order block right here. This was Powell's speech on Friday, which kind of went up and down, giving us this order block. And if we go on the 1 hour, this gives us a bigger story that you can frame off of. We'll get into the lower time frame, and you can notice what this blue box is here. But notice how the overnight session just moved higher, creating lots of trend line liquidity for overnight, and then at around 6 a.m. once we moved into this fair value gap here on the hourly time frame. There you see where the wicks don't overlap. We stopped right at the consequent encroachment, and we had that big drop lower, taking out all of overnight liquidity and hunting like the midnight open low, or basically what if you want to call it London low, then it's London low. But basically, why this is significant to me is, notice the pattern here. We have a high, low, higher high, and then now we have a lower low. And a way that you can see if this lower low is going to be continued through when giving us a breaker is by seeing which arrays lie beneath liquidity. So the liquidity was right over here. I don't think this is doing me injustice. I'm going to take it off so I can see it more clearly. But you can see that we had these lows right under, first of all, this small fair value gap here. But the more discounted was this small volume imbalance right around. There we go. So you see where the candle bodies do not touch. That's your volume imbalance. And there. So once we take that liquidity, we first of all drop into this gap here. Now, looking right now is, I don't want to see a big shift through these lows right here. I would like to see, a return maybe back to this low, a sweep of this low, and that's the furthest I would allow it to go, and then a move higher. And I would like to see a shift through this high here, and I want to see this gap here being disrespected as well as volume balance. So let's drop into the 1 minute time frame. I want to take a look on what's happening. So 30 candles right there. So we're moving pretty violently right now. I want to hop on the regular trading hours, and I want to delineate the opening range gap. So 414, closely right around there. Then we have, okay, so there we go. I think it's reaching for that low, that swept side. We'll get that to that in a moment. I want to see where that 30 opens. There. So I wanna like this sometimes happens like yeah, 9:30 open. Okay. Well, I'll make this a keep it at this thickness, but I want to make it a line. And let's go ahead and make open gap high. Let's copy this. Um, there's open gap low right over there. Let's delineate it and take off this. I want to change the color of gap. Let's make it red. Gap low. sorry that I showed them this before stream, but it's whatever. Okay, so notice the drop down below. Wait, I went to 151. Actually, it's more clean there. You can see that where I allowed it to move is beneath this low here, and that was fine. So if this gets treated as a soup, then I definitely want to see this get market shift through. See, now we're kind of filling the opening range gap. See, from this soup right here, I want to draw that on. Sorry, there we go. So I want to now see a market shift through this high. Right? I want to highlight this and get it 9. So we're just about reaching for the high. There we go. So you see off that soup, we had a pretty violent movement of it, and now we're seeing that high. Now whether we start to stay slower from the high or we start to respect it, that's what I want to see. I want to draw back on this relevant text. Let's make that yellow. Okay, so see we're kind of pushing through it right now. And yeah, I'll drop on 1 minute. Let me go back on 4 for a second actually. Yeah, so the order block that I was talking about just a second ago, this one here, we seem to be rejecting it pretty heavily, and this volume imbalance here is staying intact to what we're seeing currently. Drop down to 15 minutes. That second sweep did do justice, and you see it's pushing through that high there. You're gonna see it get shifted through, and now we're reaching into this small up candle up here. I want to see how price reacts up in that, but until then, see, we're just kind of, I think, stabbing it right now. I'll just call this a time. Yeah, so we just kind of narrowly tapped into it, or shallowly, sorry. So it's too early to say, but yeah, I'm gonna take it off actually. So there's a 5-minute closing above that short-term high, 15. Not yet, needs 10 more minutes. But yeah, that was a very textbook play. So we had that sweep of the slow and boom into this gap here, small gap, and we have a second sweep dropping beneath it. And yeah, I wanna see what happens for now. Off of that high, you see, first of all, we got that inversion. About to get that inversion. So the opening range gap is fully filled out, and I want to see if price wants to use this as a support level and respect this order block here. This is a very high probability order block if it does hold the right order flow, because it did do that third sweep. It did have a big reaction off of it. But the main thing I want to see is how we react within this level here, and how we react within the opening range gap. I want to measure out the quadrants of the opening range gap. Sorry, not opening range, opening range gap. Opening range gap are two completely different things, not even mixed up. Draw one. Turn this back on so I can see that. I think I just turn it off for a second. Line that up. Okay, there we go. And then go back in full screen. So seems that we're respecting this order block so far in this gap here, and we're not closing beneath the opening range gap consequent encroachment level. And you can see that we're pushing back into this inversion. I want to see how price treats that level. Let's hop back on the 15 minute. So we still have time to close above this high. And you know, the rejection off of this block here, this mitigation block, not the best, but this market shift here would still invalidate this. I mean, until we get to this gap, I want to take this big blue box off, and I want to actually draw this big gap here. Just like that. Take off the middle line, there we go. So it's the level I'm going to be watching out for, and we're going to see how price wants to close on this level, if it wants to respect it or not. So it seems like we're respecting the overblock. Actually, not that. It's a high probability overblock. Okay, so back into the CE, back into overblock, and we start to push higher. Reaper in this gap here, and we're right now trading back into Reaper. Let's see how price. That level over there could make a new high. I don't think that is respected, and the order flow is gonna be moved towards bullish. And if you guys watched my outlook video, I said that I do not have a bias, and it's very two-sided, and I need more price action to determine. This is the price action. It's going to be determining whether or not you are bullish or bearish. I don't know. Let's do it. See if we can call it essence. So it's pretty much chopping around for now. Still 4 minutes left on the clock. It all can happen in 4 minutes. Let's see. So we're right now trading back into that CE and as well as the order block and the fair value gap. Maybe there was an SMT somewhere here up on the 1 minute time frame. Yeah, there was SMT within those levels. And something that I didn't like going in today is if you go on the 4 hour here, if you go on the 4 hour here, like, they're polar opposites. So it's not what I'm looking for when I'm trying to trade price action. But it is a Monday with no news, and we have a week full of news ahead of us. So I couldn't say that this was a surprise to me. Okay, so still failing to close within that consequent pushment of the opening range gap. We had midnight over here. Okay, so we're just pushing through the consequent pushment of right now, and what is this slow here? I want to see if price wants to pull back away from this slow really quickly, or if it wants to close within that range and take out these body lows. So looks like it's about to close in. Okay, so we're fully inversed the fair value gap, and this deems the order block kind of useless. Without a fair value gap, I don't like order blocks without fair value gaps, and you see now we're pushing deeper and deeper. We're back at the gap that we had this big movement off. So I want to take off all this stuff here, and I want to go back on the 15 minute. And I want to look at how price reacts to this high here. So How I said that I wanted to see that low being, this high being shifted to, if that didn't happen and we're stopping its negation block here, you can drop onto the 1 minute time frame and notice how once we moved into that negation block, which is somewhere around here, and we had this SMT between these highs, and now this inversion, you can deem that 15-minute gap here that was holding price at 8:15 a.m. as respected. So I don't want to see this being treated as a soup, but it did got treated as a soup. So whatever, but I'm still very cautious. So I want to drag this red box right down here, and yep. So I think we can bring that down to the bodies. You can see price just takes that. Then we have this drop lower, and then we have a second run higher, making a SMT between those highs. Then we have this inversion, and I wouldn't be too surprised if it does deliver towards this low here. I'm still willing to notice if, or willing to see whether that gap holds or not. So see now, there we go, we just hit that low. Oh no, we're gonna. There's a volume imbalance here, a volume imbalance I was traded into right here. And this would probably be seen as a breakaway gap because we had this big CISD to these bodies here, and we had this remaining rebalancing. So price could trade back in the volume imbalance and have a drop lower. There we are, we're back in the volume imbalance. See what price wants to do. So charts on. Okay, so seem to be holding that volume imbalance. See, so we have this big candle here, dropping over. Okay, so there we go. That takes the low. I just want to see this granted. I'm not considering taking. I just want to see how much I would have granted. So change its colors actually. So that could be the trade for your day. So just continuing on to move lower, and we're pushing past that volume imbalance. So I want to take this off, and I want to take this off as well, and I want to keep that on. So say that the bearish soups were respected. There's a volume imbalance here, which leveled us to that low, giving us an order block here. So I want to see what this price do on the order block. On the 5-minute time frame, not much that we can be trading to. Honestly, not much. But I think if we go on to the 1-minute time frame, give us a bigger story. There's relatively equal lows over here. I'll note this. Equal lows. So there is that order block, and here we have that wick. The price is right now trading into this wick, and referring back to that 15-minute gap over here, so you can we're tapping into it a little bit. and yeah, price could have a big run and pick out those relatively lows at 731 and a quarter. So we just attack those relatively lows using this gap here as support. So I want to go over what did 930 do exactly. So we opened here, closed high, had another candle that went down lower and swept that liquidity here, and then that gave us that big run higher into the opening range gap and filling it and then taking out this liquidity here at 8:18 a.m. at 790, and we had that drop lower, top of that negation block, reached the body, and then had that big run lower. You know, after we got this inversion here, you can start anticipating that this is going to be taken out because why else would we inverse this if we are going to respect this soup? So once we inverse that, you can see this soup and respect this small 15-minute body gap here, and we have that drop lower to this low. I want to pay some attention to the. I'm pretty sure there was a new opening gap somewhere. I think it was on 4 hours. There was this new week opening gap here. We're pretty much pushing through it pretty violently, and then you can see the sweat block here. It's also being pushed through, and you can notice that we are overextended, and a retracement would make sense. But I don't want to see that retracement going too far deep. Draw premium discount of the range. So we're reaching into discount right now of the full leading range. Let's see, drag this down. We're already in a discount, so draw. So cutting up here. Jump on 1 minute time frame. Price could be heading down for that small gap. Think I'm gonna be ending the stream once we trade down into this gap here, or maybe at 9:55. And if we don't do that before 9:55, then I'll just wait before it's getting really close. But I need to get off the stream because I see streaming and I don't want to miss that. So. So we're back within that 15-minute gap. I just want to go over something really quick that came to my attention. The low that we were speaking about in the morning before 9:30. This low here, how there was no displacement beneath it within these candles. Um, now we're getting that displacement low, so this can be identified as a breaker. And you can notice that the hourly candle that we're in right now, what did that do? It went higher, rebalanced this candle here, leaving a breakaway. And now you can see that we're having quite displacement beneath this low here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start using that move lower, which is this here, as an order block. And you can see that we are kind of respecting it as an order block. I'm going to start out as order block as a breaker. So if I draw on, so notice, pay attention here. That's the midway of the breaker. And you can see that when price priced up to there into the mediation block, it started to move violently lower. So I would be framing my trades lower. And you can see super this high here, whatever this way lower. So so it's 9:55 right now, but I think I'm gonna stay on for a couple of minutes until this gap is either met or we start trading away from it. So we're way beneath midnight open, and the shorting opportunity that was this version gave us a setup lower, which I was not able to participate on. But looking back, maybe I should. Don't want to be getting into FOMO, but maybe I should have taken this inversion. But yeah, just seeing how the Dow was not linked with the Nasdaq, that makes it get off my table. I'm not looking to take anything while the Nasdaq is moving lower and the Dow is moving higher. So what could be looking to form is maybe a CISD on this candle here. See if that we just traded back into this range in here, and yeah, that could be a scenario where we try to head lower into that gap highlighted here. So we're kind of taking way too long to deliver to that gap. And if we start seeing movements away from the gap, I'm just gonna end the stream and I'm gonna go on ICT stream and see what he has to say. But yeah, so far, anything that has played out was bearish, and the scenario that we were speaking about in the morning on the 4-hour time frame with the low not being displaced through, that's what's happening now. And that's why you always wait for a condition to be met or to be inversed to then have a bias, because if I was long without waiting for this hypothetical market shift, then I would have got destroyed. I probably would have taken this inversion here, and this block here long, and I would have gotten destroyed. So it's always important to look out for things that can be happening under your nose. So I'm having some accumulation right now, maybe getting back in sync with the Dow, but that doesn't look to be happening because the Dow just seems to be ranging around. I mean, not ranging around, sorry, just to be inversely correlated. So you see at 9:30, where's 9:30 here? So 9:30 open at this kind of here. So pay attention to that. You can see from there, from 9:30, the Nasdaq has been moving lower, and the YM has been pushing higher. So I don't like that. I'm not going to be trading in these conditions, but that's why we tapered. So for now, you can tell that price is slowly making its way lower. I don't like how much time it's spending trying to engulf this up close candle, but you can see that it definitely does have some respect to the up close candles here. So to drag it out, you can see that we have respect to the premium of discount, and we're closing to close, we're failed to close above that level here. So that could be used as a sign to move lower. So there we go, we're pushing down lower. We just closed beneath this candle, and there we have that tap into the hourly gap. So let's go into the hourly time frame. Of course, wait, was that the 4 hour? Yeah, 4 hour time frame, sorry. And there we go. Now we have that true market shift throughout this low. We disrespected, first of all, this mitigation block here, and we have that push lower, and now we're inside of a 4 hour gap, which we seem to be also pushing through. So yeah, that's gonna be it for my live stream. Whoever's watching, I recommend you go follow up with ICT, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. There's gonna be kind of a short stream on around 50 minutes, so hope you guys took something out of this video or live stream, sorry. And yeah, I'll see you guys whenever I stream or make a video next. So thank you all for watching, and yeah, be safe.